Today our lovely guest, trader and friend, Joseph Trades. Welcome,
Good
Joseph.
morning, guys. What's up? Happy to be on
How?
here again. Finally, again. Quite
Yes,
some time since
sir.
last time.
Yeah,
I think
like a
almost a
month.
month, 2 months.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe like 2 months
Yeah.
kind of thing.
It needed to happen again. It needed to happen.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. We can start with your breakdown to see what was your bias today, what you're looking for, and then I can just go ahead and blast some charts
Yes.
as well.
All right. I mean, what I was looking for, I was looking for, of course, this all to get taken, all these lows, what we just did. Because during London, I was long biased back to midnight opening, which we rejected perfectly, as you can see here on the 50-minute. Now what I'm looking at is, again, all these lows to get taken to see if we get a reaction here. But honestly, this market right now, I'm being pretty much risk off. Like I realized like these last 2 weeks, I personally don't trade that good, especially since I had some things going on in my personal life. And I
Okay.
really, I really feel like this can influence your trading. So last week, I just trade one day on the BFM stream on Monday. So maybe we get something today, but I'm definitely a little bit risk off, especially if you look on the daily. I mean, direction is a little bit unclear, right? I'm still bullish overall since we are in these daily fair value gaps and we still have all-time highs, but again, got a deep retracement right now, so kind of unsure where we want to go, to be honest. And that's why I'm also a little bit more laid back, not forcing too much. And I think many people what I see online have some issues trading August price action, especially on NQ. So that's another reason when you see many traders struggling, instead of struggling, just take a step back, right? Just relax, because I have been there and it's just a hustle if you trade bad. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I want to see how we react here at these lows, especially at this level. On ES, we still have this low from Thursday that we might take. If we react here, we could see a move higher, but honestly, after seeing these reactions here at midnight opening price, same as ES, I'm leaning more bearish at the moment. So I don't want to be the first buyer, definitely. I don't want to just
Yeah,
buy
of
here.
course.
Yeah, I want to see if we get a structure shift, if we see upside potential. Of course, I'm longing, but right now I'm more hands off.
That's
I don't know
solid.
about
It's
you, but
actually very important. Say
yeah,
what?
I don't know about
Go
you,
ahead.
but I'm, for example, a big long guy. Like I rather take longs than shorts. I don't know why, but if I can choose, I'm always taking longs. Like I
Yeah.
don't know why. Yeah.
I'm the opposite, bro.
The
According
opposite.
to my claw, yeah, I could take my bangers are all shorts for some reason, which is fine. But I think when
Yeah.
we're just trending higher, like all-time highest price action, it's just easier to take longs for sure.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
Yeah.
It's really important that thing that you just mentioned at the beginning about not being on your best condition to trade, so you're able to use off is very important because sometimes we're just not in the best mood to trade, right? When you're having issues, I don't know, with your girlfriend, with your family, with your job, it's gonna take you to force the stuff on the charts and do it. That's what we want to avoid at all time. Just trade with a fresh
Yeah.
mindset, with a free state of mind. That's the most important thing. Good morning, Neon, Matt, Petru, Alfredo. Buenos dias. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining here
Good morning. Good
today
morning.
with Joseph. Right, Joseph. I think I do have the same view as yourself. I think we should. This looks very bullish on the daily time frame, but I also think that everyone is expecting all-time highs,
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah. Yeah.
and I think it could be a trap, and we can just retrace a little bit deeper. If you go to the daily, I'm gonna show you something. If
I
you
mean, we
go
also
to
got
the
a big
daily,
divergence, right, at the highs too.
let me see if I can show it. If we go to the daily, right? Let's say this is the NQ, and we use this as a dealing range. We're still on the
We got some
premium.
room. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So even though I do think this is bullish, right? With all the people trying to long this price, we might have a deeper retracement out of from this area. At
Yeah.
least discount 50%, and from here we might start that rotation higher. And I was
Mm-hmm.
bullish here, but then we had this daily gap, which got me thinking, okay, so now where are we going? Right? It's very important to see it. And so far now, I'll need to see something on the daily time frame, like a change in the market structure on the daily time frame
Yep.
for me to now say, okay, this is the pullback, this is the higher low, now it's time. Right? But
Exactly.
at this
Exactly.
point, we gotta be a bit more patient. We gotta wait for this price action and see how it goes. I do think, well, actually, you show a beautiful lows from ES, right? So we have, actually we have SMT on the lows,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure if this is actually a valid SMT. If this makes a lot of sense, or if this is an important SMT or cracking correlation in price. So I guess we will see between in the next 30 to 20 more minutes. We don't want to be the first, right? We just need the
Exactly.
market to show it hands, as Joseph just highlighted, right? I'll step ahead and give a brief breakdown to what I have for this week. Um, Gold is very bullish. I took a long last night during Asia's session. We have this IFVT on the 50-minute. We manipulated the lows on this hourly gap because we do have an hourly gap right here, which is this one. And I took a long, which I had to close early on this long. Right, I had to close on this chop because I actually took more trades on the forex side, which I'm about to break down. That actually caused me to close the trades because I was getting really, really close to the daily drawdown on the EA Pro account, and I had to close. So starting the day, I had longs on the euro dollar. Right, we have this big daily gap right here. We close inside of the range. I was aiming for longs on the euro dollar. We also have SMT with the pound dollar as well, which is this low right here. And I was looking for longs, and I got absolutely clapped on this long, guys. Absolutely clapped. Like, and I was heavy on risk. I was really, really heavy on risk. And this loss actually made me close the longs that I have on the gold, because I took around 6 trades yesterday, all swing positions. I didn't even know what I was thinking. But you have to bear with me, guys, because I'm sticking to the forex thing. It's different from futures. Um, you gotta manage your risk. You gotta manage your trades. You gotta see the way you're gonna position yourself for the week, and it's completely different for forex than for futures that you day trade. So it's different. I took around 7 trades last night, all swing positions. It was euro dollar, pound dollar, gold, and some GBPY pairs. And I'm just gonna break down everything right now. This was the loss that I took on the euro dollar last night, and it was like around 1.7% loss. If you guys trade the EA Pro accounts, you know the daily drawdown is around 2.5%. So that loss actually put me really, really close to my daily limit, which was the reason I had to close the pound dollar position, right? Which was pretty much this long right here that I was running in drawdown. I had to close it. I was protecting the loss right here. I had to close in drawdown, and I had the long on the gold, which I had to close as well. And I'll just show it in a bit, and I can show my trades as well. Let me just switch the screen for a second. Here are the trades. Okay, there are the trades. Here's the euro dollar long with 1.7% in loss. I had to close the gold long early, and it was running nicely. And this is the pound dollar trade that I had to close early as well because of this loss. I just didn't calculate the risk wisely, and this put me on a hard position for the day because I don't really want to breach my daily drawdown, right? And this account was up 1.6% since last week. I know you've been here, you've been kind of missed out for a while, Joseph, but I've been pretty much documenting the entire process of this EA Pro account that I started last
Mhm.
week, last
Nice.
Friday. So I've been journaling with the team and the guys, checking everything here on the chat. Like after each trade, I just go to the dashboard, journal the trades.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that actually the EA dashboard is going to allow you to do, because you can journal here. You can add your notes. You can show your trades. You can rate the trades as well. And the account was pretty much around 1.6% in profit. With the losses today, it got me around $300 in loss, which is around 0.3%. And that's
Mm-hmm.
completely fine. So now that I show you guys the losses and the trades that I took, I can show you the other trades that I'm running. Right? I'm running 3 GBPY trades, which is GBP JPY, Euro JPY, and Chef JPY. The reason why I'm holding longs on those trades, apart from the macro breakdown from Ken during the London session, I'm gonna show you the charts, guys. You know, I trade pretty much the daily time frame on Forex. And if you look at this GBP JPY chart, we have this beautiful daily gap right here. We have the price tapping into the daily gap, right? I'm risking 1% below this daily gap, and I'm targeting the highs. So that's the reason why I'm holding GBP JPY longs, right? It's pretty much the same for the Euro JPY. Look at this. We have this daily gap right here. We have highs right here. We have a momentum going on as a pullback. This is a, look at this. We take out sell side, and now we're heading to the buy side. Right? That's the reason why I'm holding EJ, GJ, and the GF JPY, which is pretty much the same chart. It's the same. If you look at, it's the same setup on every single one of them. So that's why I took 3 trades, and I'm holding all of them. I hope them to close. I had to split the trades in a couple days because I do have a daily profit cap of 2%. So I need to close 2% tomorrow, 2% the following day, and so on. And I know it's going to take its time. We do have equal highs right here on the Chef JPY. So that's the 3 trades that I'm holding right now. You can see them here. Yeah, it's nice. Getting back to Forex is nice. I know it's kind of... I'm getting used to it, right? It's different, but it's good.
Yeah.
I know. Hold on. Where's the window? I think it's this one. This one right here. Here are the trades. You can see them running. This is about break even. GBP JPY it's already in profit. It's and Euro JPY it's about break even as well. So let's see how it goes. Here's the update on the account. I believe I'm just getting clapped on the Asian session about in the Forex side lately. If I just stick to the trades that I'm taking during the stream, I'll be very up on this account. Like I'll be around 5% from last week, but it's what it is, right? Now let's get back to NASDAQ to see what we can get today. Right? Okay. Hello guys, those in the chat. Let's see who's here. When gets the chart winners, I'm gonna pick one winner last in like after the stream. I'll pick one winner. Hi Muhammad. Oh, Rina is here. Tarif News. Good morning, Rina. How are you doing? Morning, guys. All right.
What's up? What's up?
All right. Okay.
You started with Forex because you said you're back at Forex.
Yeah. I started.
Yeah.
I started in Forex like in 2018. It didn't work. It didn't work for years. For years.
Yeah.
Then I found futures, and then I found some consistency on the charts. And then I just got back to Forex, and I thought like it was gonna be different this time because I have a different approach. I have a different mindset as well. That's what futures is gonna give you. I still can trade NASDAQ trading Forex, right? I still can trade NASDAQ 100. Which is fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have. We do have this longs setting up on the oil yet. I think this is a nice pullback. Tomorrow I will wait until tomorrow to see if I can grab more drawdown room to take this long. I think this is a good swing position, and let's see if we can get up to $93 per barrel. I've been sharing this chart for a while now. It's been like 4 days. We're pumping on the crypto side. Do you have any cryptos,
No.
Joseph?
No.
This might be a good time.
Yeah, might be, but I'm more hands off with crypto.
It can happen. This might be a good time. I see a lot of hype right now. If this is gonna be the low on the Bitcoin, in the Ethereum, but we will see. I guess we will see at the end of the year if this is actually the low. Good morning, Bushido. Good morning, KB. How we doing, guys?
You got some positions in crypto or some
Yeah,
investments? Yeah,
yeah. I got
yeah.
the Hyper Liquid, which is running nice. That one is running very
Hmm.
nice. I think a couple people that I know, they're running some positions on the Hyper Liquid as well,
Nice, nice.
which is fine. All right, gold. I'm absolutely bullish on this one. I think we're gonna get to that high right there, around 5,000. I think 5,000 round number is a big target, and I think we're just gonna get there for gold at some point. All we need is a pullback, right? That's all we're looking for. Pullbacks. That was the reason why I took the long during A shot. We have this pullback on the hourly. We already have the move, this overnight move, so I'm not sure if New York is gonna give any opportunity to long the gold today, but we will keep watching to see if there is anything to take or anything that actually I like. Silver looks a bit messy, a bit rangy, choppy as well. Nothing to take, right? Silver, GC. Oh my god. I'm gonna wait for euro dollar and pound dollar to set up a little bit because I'm still bullish, but this is just a tough point to trade. And let's see how the GBP, JPY, and the JPY pairs move on this swing position that I have. But yeah. Okay, we're dumping, right? We're dumping on the indices.
Jumping, yeah. I mean, this is what I like, this low on ES, right, as I said. Kind of getting a good reaction here. But can't be the first buyer. Pretty tough. I mean, I like this. I like this on ES, to be honest, with the sweep, also with my level here and this strong reaction. Thing is, targets are a little bit tough because we have all these highs that projected here. Could potentially be a 1R trade. But yeah, let's see.
That makes sense.
I like it better on ES than on NQ.
Yeah, definitely from my rejection point, ES looks better. I think I will align myself for shorts on the Nasdaq, watching that leg in price action, but it's still very early on it, and we're setting home a gap on the 15-minute, which I think is going to be important to close above that gap and confirm what we're going to do. It doesn't look like the best session, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this type of price action, we don't have an hourly or a 4-hour gap that we can trade with, but definitely looks weird.
This reaction is, pretty nice on ES.
Yo, chat, what's your view on the Nasdaq and ES? My boy Joseph just wants to slap along on that ES chart.
Not yet.
You're just waiting. It's fine.
Let's see what close we get. Yeah, no. I like this honestly, but I don't like how weak NQ is.
Yeah.
And we also rejected here so strongly that I don't feel like this. It could go, but the one time you have to second guess, right? As soon as you have to second guess, it's like it's not a good setup.
Yeah, it's not a good setup. I actually can share my view on this one. See, I didn't check the NQ yet. If you look at NQ right now, we do have, this is a big bearish structure. I was bearish last week Friday. I know some people took longs. They were saying like something about why you were looking for the previous day low. I mean, this is a bearish structure to me though. Yet on the 4-hour and the hourly, this looks bearish, right? We do have a high here, and we do have a lower low. So that's bearish structure, and we have a pullback, which is a new lower high, right? This is bearish structure, lower highs and lower lows, and we're pretty much creating some sort of liquidity right here. But this for me was a pullback on the higher time frame. See, 50%. And now if you look at the 4-hour, we have this gap. So this session pre-market, we're displacement out of a 4-hour gap, which is this one right here. So we have this close. We have a sweep of that previous 4-hour high, and we tap into the gap, and we're displacing lower out of the opening print. Where we can stop, that's a good question. I will say we have this volume imbalance right here. We have the 50% of the leg, and we have another daily gap here as well. So I think this is a good target. This daily gap with the 50% could be good.
Yeah.
At least for NASDAQ, we do have highs and lows. This low right here looks like liquidity as well. So that could be a good target around 28,800. It's a good target. So if you ask me, what would you like to see here? It will be this 5-minute gap, right? This 5-minute gap. We are also setting up a 15-minute gap. So this area as a pullback for this session, it looks decent. We tap here. We have a change in the market structure on the lower time frame, and we continue lower towards the 50% and that low. If you ask me, looks good, but it still need to pull back, right? So I guess we're gonna wait for that pullback. If you guys have any questions, please just shoot the questions. If you guys have any questions for Joseph as well, please send them on the chat. The tweet is ready, Joseph, by the way.
It's already reposted. It's already.
Oh wow, you're very quick, brother.
Yes. Yeah. Multitasking here, man. All the tabs open.
That was definitely very quick. All right. So I'm just gonna wait for the NASDAQ. I'll just wait for a pullback on that 5-minute, 15-minute gap kind of thing. If I want to take any actions on this one, if I want to engage with this displacement out of the opening print, I need a pullback on the 5-minute. Yeah. And nothing so far. I don't see anything on the ES. It's the same thing. We're setting up this 15-minute gap. We might need a reaction. So for me to change my bias and go long, we need to close above this 15-minute. So that's gonna tell me this. We're sweeping liquidity, and we're just gonna get back on the higher part of the range. So that's gonna tell a lot, right? It's gonna tell a lot.
I feel like the potential to chop today is also pretty.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Especially after this opening lower, and then now it could be like just chopping around.
What do we have at the open? 300 points. Yeah. This pre-market is giving me that feeling that we're just gonna chop today. It's gonna be a hard session to trade, but we can still try it, right?
Of course.
GC and silver looks super choppy, messy, sloppy. Nothing that I like to trade here from silver and gold. No higher time frame gap to sponsor any movement. I guess I'm going to skip gold today just because of that. I think the entry was overnight during Asia, and there's nothing so far at this time. So I'm just skipping silver and GC today. All right. Sticking to NASDAQ, let's see if we can have that pullback. See, go back to your chart. What's up, you all? All right, guys. Remember to participate on the chat. The viewer with more participation is gonna get a prize today. It's not about spamming the chat, but actually interacting with us and with the community, like with the chat, asking questions. You want to say something, just go ahead and say it, right? Good morning. It's on the private chat. I appreciate it, Joseph, for the RT. Oh, yeah, it was already done.
Let's see. I'm just putting this on there because this is the long I talked about, potential long, which I did not take. because I don't.
Potential longs. No, it's fair. It's fair. If
Yeah,
you execute, I think we'll see it on the screen, I guess.
yeah. No, I'm not in this. I'm not in this. I don't trade, as I told you in the beginning, too good at the moment. So I don't take a setup. I'm not 100% sure
Oh, it makes sense.
because
So this is
yeah,
this
yeah.
is like not A plus for you though. So you're not
I'm
gonna
just no.
put some
I'm
risk.
just. I'm sure you notice sometimes this is like an A plus to be honest for me, but I just don't. I'm not 100% sure because we rejected here so often. You see VWAP, midnight opening price, also one of my levels here, that I just don't have this 100% feeling that I'm saying, okay, sometimes technical looks good, right? The setup looks good, but then something is experienced. Sometimes you have this feeling where you're like, okay, I'm just taking a step back because I would be pissed if I take the setup after having this feeling and then it fails. If
It
it's a
fails,
win,
yeah.
of course. If it's a win, good. I read the market correct. The setup played out, but again, I would rather see, as you also said, this 5 minutes to really get inversed and then find acceptance up here. But to be honest, if this should happen and we should be up here, I don't see us to continue. Like I see us being kind of in the range today, to be honest here.
Yeah, it
So
looks
yeah.
whack. Looks a little bit whack. So have you seen yourself in that position, where you're not like 100% sure of about a setup, and then you take it and you lose? Is how that's gonna affect your mindset? Like you could tilt, you could just go heavier. Then after that, have you been there before?
Yeah. Yeah, of course, of course. Then it's usually like, in my opinion, or for me, I mean, now I'm a little bit, of course, I'm better with my emotions. But for example, right now, when I know I'm not 100% settled, if I take a setup that's not good, I'm for sure taking another setup. Because then you already have this mindset with, I'm already have taken a setup that's not that good, right? And then you easily jump into another one.
Yeah,
And that's nothing
100%,
nothing you want to do.
100%.
So let's see. I mean, again, we already see here NQ is just way, way weaker. So the potential for NQ to track us lower is also high. And I think this is what we have also seen like these last couple of weeks, right? New York is either we have a good move or we just chop around. Like, that's it,
Last
honestly.
week, last week we had 3 out of 2 days where the initial 5 to 10 minutes over New York was a straight dump or pump
yeah,
in one direction, and the rest of the session it was just choppy. It was whack, so it was hard to trade this condition. Last week was
exactly.
hard to trade also.
Yeah. Exactly, and this is why, yeah. We also have way more resistance here on NQ with 2 5 minutes. A really big 50-minute.
A really big 15-minute. Yeah, I agree. I'm waiting for the way we're just gonna react out of this 5 minute to see if this is actually the pullback that I want to keep shorting. Great mindset, waiting for the better setup. There's always opportunities in trading. Yeah, I agree. Moneno, my target today will be the 50% area on that dealing range on the daily time frame. So if you set a Fibonacci from the low to the high, you'll see the 50% is around 28,800. So let's see if this 5-minute gap is the pullback that we need to short the Nasdaq. $50-minute is over, so we need to tap into that high.
Here we have it, 50 minutes.
I have an issue with that 5-minute, guys. Joseph, do you trade Forex? That's a question from Neon to you.
No, never traded.
You never traded Forex?
No. When I started trading, I traded options.
Okay.
So stocks, but this was when I started, so I had no success with it. This was like kind of like this and slowly going down. And then once I discovered futures, I just stayed with it because this is where I found the consistency. and it was always just ES and NQ. That's it. Like I never
Yeah, makes
trade
sense.
anything else. I looked a little bit into different stuff, but for me or for my strategy, I usually had a setup almost each day. So I always was like, why should I look into something else if when I always have a trade, when I always find something, and that's it. So I never looked into Forex ever.
Whoa, interesting.
Yeah.
You get from options to futures right away, right? That was pretty much
Yeah,
it.
yeah, a year, something like this, and then futures, and then I stayed with futures. Yeah,
And what
exactly.
was the reason that you switched from options to futures? You had like a friend, you saw like a YouTube video.
Yeah, I had, I mean, online when I started trading, I looked I was kind of alone. I just saw trading, on some ads, started trading and options. I started like 4 years ago. This was the thing I saw, and then I started trading options. So just because I saw it, that's what I started. But then with options, you have all this stuff, right? Especially as a beginner, I feel like this is definitely even harder than futures because you have all this time decay and everything, and you can be right in a direction, right? But if it's choppy or if it chops around, it can go to the ATP, but you still lose money. So then after a while, I saw online people talk about futures and how easy it is compared to options, in the fact that you have your entry price and you get your TP if price goes there. You have no time decay, you have nothing else to worry about, just entry, stop loss, TP. That's it. And then I looked into it, and of course, it's way, way easier because again, you don't have
Yeah.
to think about any other things. Yeah. And this is where I stayed. So then found consistency with it over time. And again, NQ was always the thing. I traded over time. I then also sometimes trade ES. And since I kind of always have a setup each day, I just stayed with it. And that's
Just
also
stay
the
with
thing
it.
why, yeah, and I never looked into anything else because when you find kind of success with it, right? Why look into something else?
Yeah, I agree with you though.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Makes
And I think
sense.
it would be different, of course, if I started with Forex and then went to futures and then maybe started Forex trading again like you do. But since I never did,
Yeah, it's probably gonna be different. You might have to trade an account, right? And see how it goes.
yeah,
I like
maybe. I mean, what I definitely like about Forex is like you, it's also doing like some swing trading also with prop firms where you can hold your trades. That's definitely something that's, I feel like could be very chill because it's not, you hold for longer, you just wait, you let the daily play out. Definitely has its pros.
yeah, I
Maybe with
do.
E8 market, maybe I need to get an account and then
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
then
agree.
and then
I
join you,
agree.
man.
Chad, let's get in a Forex account for Joseph. All right, I think this is a pullback that we need, Joseph. Can you see the SMT on the highs? And we're rejecting the
Yep.
5 minute. We're rejecting
Yep.
the 5 minute, guys. I like this. I do have an issue with the fact that we didn't tap into the 50 minute on Nasdaq, which is
Mm.
why it's taking me out of the trade. But this is the pullback that I was looking at it for a short position.
Yep.
It's so sad that we have the SMT. So I guess if this displacement is gonna work. So the issue with this is that I'll be so pissed if I take the short and we go to the 15 minute. It's gonna take
Yeah.
me out. It's gonna take me out of it.
Exactly. Yeah, it would definitely be better on ES, but this is a good example. Like we said, we want to wait for this 5 minute, right? This is just too early. This is kind of like doesn't feel right. Now we are again in drawdown. So if we would have taken this trade, doesn't look too good.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna wait for the 15 minute to close. Right? Because if we
Yeah.
close like this in 9 minutes, we will have a CRT on the 15 minute for the ES. Tap into that 5 minute. So that CRT is gonna
Mm-hmm.
confirm that we want to be bearish for this session or the rest of the session on the 15 minute. I'm gonna show you guys this CRT right here. If we close like this, we're gonna aim for that low of that range low, right? So if once we close like this, I will go ahead and I'm gonna think like this high on the Nasdaq is protected because we do have SMT, CRT on that 5 minute and the 15 minute. So I'm gonna protect the high of the SMT, and I'm just gonna look for the lows that I have as my target. Still 9 minutes for it to work out and to see if this is gonna be the confirmation that we need. But looking at this price action, it doesn't look promising at all.
Mm-mm.
Looks very whack.
Yeah.
There's other question for you, Joseph. It says, "Is this one,
Let's see.
Joseph? Other than your technical analysis in trading futures, do you look for confirmation for your bias, whether it being fundamentals, sentiment, etc.?"
No, like what I'm doing, it's just technical analysis. That's all I'm doing. I just look at the charts. And especially for my bias too, what I'm doing is what I'm doing differently when I started, because when I started, especially with futures, I always had a bias coming into the day. I don't have this
Okay.
anymore. I'm maybe leaning slightly towards something, but I'm really just reacting to what price is telling me. Because in the beginning, and I feel like especially with ICT, many people have this where they have this daily or weekly bias, and then they only look for, let's say, longs, right? They're bullish for the week or for the day, and then they look just for longs. And this is especially what I did in the beginning. But we are day traders, so I'm a day trader. So I just take trades in a 2-hour window, right? And then after a while, I realized, for example, London could be bullish, right? But then during New York, we could sell off. So just because you think the daily will do something, just look what the session will do. Like just look where are the levels for the session, because I can take a long during London and I can take a short during New York, because I'm in and out pretty quick. You know, it's just a 2-hour window usually that I'm trading. I'm not catching the whole daily candle. So this is a big switch that I made after a while. Not having or not getting stuck on a daily bias or on a weekly bias. So coming back to the question, it's basically I only use technical analysis, and for my bias, I go from session to session. Like I just look where are my levels of interest. Like we talked here, right? We had all these lows here. We looked how we reacted here, but again, no reaction to take a long or anything. Now we look how we react at the 50-minute. And since trades are usually like done in, let's say, for example, say take a long here, I'm not going for a 8-hour trade. It's usually like a 1 to 2 or something, done pretty quickly usually. So that's how I go about having my bias.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You don't really come with a bias when you come into the morning. You just see what's going on and where we're reacting to.
Yeah.
You react. You don't
Yeah.
predict.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly, man. I mean, I think especially in the beginning, that's very bad, because when we often marry this bias, right? And I had this very often with when we had, for example, a day where we did this, where we just sold off. And if I had a bullish bias, what I did, I'm for sure would have tried to long like
That one?
every small pullback, because I was just married to my bias, right? So instead of reacting to us being bearish for the session, I thought, okay, the daily will be bullish or the week, and then I would have longed every small, bump or pullback that we had, instead of changing the bias and maybe going for a short, joining shorts, right? So that's a big change I made.
Yeah, that's solid, guys. Take your notes. That's very important when you're coming into the session. I joined a bit late. Did you guys take any trades? Not yet, but we might
No.
take something.
This is just what I said is a possible long, but I did not take it because I just did not felt I'm quite confident in this. We wanted to wait for this 5 minutes. I just put it on to see if it plays out or not. But as you guys can see, we are reacting at this 5-minute fair value gap right now. Also kind of rejecting VWAP. Got a nice SMT here too.
Makes sense, especially when day trading. Yeah, 100%. So
exactly, yeah.
Joseph was tapering the longs on the ES, but we have the condition on the 5 minute and the 15 minute, and we're respecting the gap. So it's kind of like a tough position to go
Mm.
over the longs. I'm waiting for a close on the 15 minute to confirm the CRT, and I need 4 more minutes to take any positions, and I'm just gonna look for a short towards the 50% of the daily dealing range. We will see. We will see.
Yeah, but it's already doing what we expected. Like dump at the open, and now we're doing nothing. So
Five
let's
more
see.
minutes. Hopefully, it's not gonna give me like a wider stop. I can protect the high of the S&T and CRT and go for it. Give me a normal stop size, please. All right, guys, hit your questions for Joseph, which is with us today. He's been trading
Yes.
for several years now, so he has a lot of experience. He's always on your timeline on X, so no wonder whenever you get on X, you'll see a tweet from Joseph all the time.
All the time, man.
He's always on your timeline. I'm pretty sure that if you're using X, you have seen a tweet from him before.
Yeah, trying my best to post every day, definitely.
And why didn't you take the USD trade with your regular JPY trades? I took 3 trades and I decided to fade USD because it did me dirty last week. So I just decided to go over every the other JPY pair instead of the USD just because of that reason. Nothing personal with USD but I didn't like what we did last week, so I decided to skip it this time. Joseph, what advice would you give to yourself, your younger self, Joseph?
My younger self. The advice I always say I would give myself is to take it slow, like to really trust the process. And what I mean by that is, I come, as I told you, from options, trade 1 year options. This was like, I'm not sure if you even can call this trading, right? This was more guessing. It was more trying to figure out how to trade. But then after a while, especially when it came into futures, and then also when I started with prop firms, I kind of started to have this feeling of rushing the process, right? Maybe taking on more accounts than I should have. Maybe, sometimes sizing too much than I should. And in the end, you always want to rush. But I realized the more you want to rush in trading, the slower you will go. Like if you oversize or if you want to get to a payout faster, you will end up most likely is losing the account or losing the payout. So you then have to go, take even longer to get that payout. And I always say in trading, slow is fast. Like take your time, stack those base hits, take 1 trade a day, and really just follow the process, because the money at the end will follow. And this is what I realized then quite after a while. So instead of doing this from the beginning, I took a little bit, I tried to rushing it, but this doesn't work. So I had to take a step back and then take it slow again. And then I saw the process, the real progress that I wanted, basically. So this is definitely advice I can give everyone.
So not only for younger Joseph, but for everyone, guys.
Yeah. Like especially with prop firms and social media, you kind of feel like you want this too, right? Or you kind of want to rush the process, especially, for example, max payouts. I see so many people always want the max payout. They always want the max payout. But at the end, if you can turn $100 investment into 1,000 or something, that's good. How much more do we want? And then people shoot for the max payout, and instead of having a payout, they don't now have no payout at all because they blow their account. And all these things is really, really important. Just take it slow and be on your own journey.
All right, I'm taking the short there. I'm gonna predict the high of the S&T and the CRT. That's probably gonna be my only try today, because this doesn't look super A plus. I might be kind of rushing
Interesting.
this trade. But the reason behind this trade, it will be pretty much, if you look at the ES, which is this one right here. We have CRT on the 15-minute. We tap into this 15-minute gap, so we have SMT on the highs with the 15-minute gap. We do have CRT, and I'm just protecting then that high of the CRT with the SMT and looking for the same target as I have as my drawn liquidity. That's the trade that I'm taking. If we tap into the 15-minute, I'll be so pissed and I'll just call it a day because I'll probably just tilt if we do that. So I'll just gonna decide to skip the day if I take a loss on this trade. That's gonna be my only try today is gonna be this short. Why? Because we have a 15-minute, we have a CRT, we have SMT on the highs, we have this pullback at 10 a.m. This is 10 a.m. open, right? Let me just mark 10 a.m. 10 a.m. opening price, which is this one. So let's see if this is gonna push or it's gonna clap me in my face. Good morning, Mr. Edgar. How we doing, guys? How we doing? ECL silver trading lower, kind of like expected because we didn't have much to trade here. Very slow and choppy for all these markets.
Yeah, it's a tough. I feel like this could be just chopping around.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, this SMT, as you said, if this SMT doesn't hold, then
we're gonna chop. We're probably gonna have a deeper pullback, and it's gonna be a little bit more choppier if we have a deeper pullback because we just want a straight delivery out of this. But your overall, my draw was. You say what?
Your TP is the daily fair value gap?
Yeah, the daily fair value gap and the 50% of the daily dealing range. So if you guys use a Fibonacci from all this movement, right? The 50% of that dealing range is this area, right? And we have a daily gap right there as well. So if we're gonna go bullish on the higher time frame, we'll probably need discount first. So we will see. Mohammed says STD 4 level reach. That's the standard deviation. Oh, wow. Where? How do you mark that? What are you marking? That's a good question. No. Let me know what are you marking. Oh my God. All right.
Let's see.
Yeah,
How do you compare? How would you compare forex to the futures?
It's definitely harder to day trade because you're not gonna get the draws on liquidity that quicker as it should with the NQ, because the NQ you could trade in the morning and just in a couple of minutes, in a matter of 20 minutes you'll know if you're right or you're wrong. That doesn't surely happen with forex. It's slow, but it gives you, I think it's gonna give you a clear direction to where we're going if you look into the higher time frames, like daily time frames. If you match like all daily highs and lows, daily gaps, and all that part, you have like a clear understanding to where we can go on a higher time frame. And it's gonna take more time, but then you can play that, right? You can just use wider stops and swing more the positions, have your stop size differently, and just stick to it. That I will say that's a good thing about the CFD accounts when you're trading forex, because it's gonna give you more room in terms of drawdown, right? On the guardrails, you have 8%, so you can actually split that across different trades, right? Different positions, and you can manage yourself. So you can say, I'm gonna take this amount of trades on the week or this amount of trades on the day and go for it. Right, I will say that's the different, but of course it's up to the taste of every trader.
Okay.
This is on Discord. Trade of the week. Where did you post it? On game chat. I don't see it, bro. Yo, what's up, John? All right, SCD -4. Futures are more volatile for sure. Yeah, I agree, Neon. Trade of the week. Yeah, just in the standard deviation part. We're also setting up at this hourly gap, so it could be that at 10:50 macro, we're gonna tap into that high with 11 a.m. So it's just a matter of wait. I'm risking over 0.5% on this trade from the futures account, which is this one. Hold on, I'm gonna show you that as well. On top review. Wait, because we want to see what happens here. Okay, so remember, guys, I do have 2 accounts that I've been documenting on. We have the EA Pro account, and we have the EA Zero account, right? From New York, this one is up 1.5%, so I'm risking the 0.5% that I have. So it's gonna leave me with 1% plus the EOD that I have left to trade. And this is the EA Pro, which is running the trades on Trade Locker. I think here are the trades. I'm still trading the same accounts, showing everything, the losses, the winners, and pretty much everything from this chart, right? That 15-minute gap will come in 30 and 7 minutes. We'll see. I think I'm just gonna I can finally, if this one lost, I can finally upload a clip with me losing the trade. All right, there you go. I'm out. I think I'm out, right? Yeah, I'm out of the trade.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let me just mark this out real quick. Okay, guys, we do have this 15-minute gap out of the opening print. Just for the clip. We don't have this 15-minute gap out of the opening print. We tap into that 15-minute with ES. We create a CRT on the highs and an SMT here, which is the reason why I'm taking this short. We're probably going to have a choppy session, and this is the reason why we're tapping into this highs right here. But I'm not even sure why I'm taking the loss if we're not tapping into the highs yet. So this is bad management right here. What are you doing? Why my stop was not at the high? So good morning, Neon. Did you drink something in London? What does that mean? Oh my god. Well, I'm not protecting the highs on this one.
Where was your exit? 20?
My exit was 29,003, but my stop should be on the high, right? The high of the CRT and the SMT. I'm not sure why I'm out of this trade at this point. So this is still valid, which is why
you got out at the high of the 5-minute candle.
Yeah, I got out. This was not this real stop, which is why I'm out. I'm just gonna give it another shot. Yeah, this is fair. All right. This is the one. The last trade I want to take today. Yep, this is the last trade I want to take today. And you'll appreciate the transparency. Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. That's the whole reason why we're here. That's the whole reason why we're here.
Exactly. There needs to be more transparency.
I'm still in. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm not on the trade. Like, why my stop was there and not on the high. This is crazy, guys.
The market makers don't want you to win.
I don't even know what happened.
This is...
All right, we have the 5-minute. We have the 15 minute. That's a rejection block, just so you know. That's a rejection block on the ES because we have an SMT. So we have a rejection block. We're tapping into 10 a.m. opening price. Powell is probably taking this trade right in this way. Just so you know, if you know Powell's strategy, that's probably the short that he's taking, protecting the highs. So let's see if this one actually. Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm out of that trade. Shit happens. So that's a reaction block on the ES, which is this 15 minute. Why is this a reaction block? Because this week is tapping into the gap. So we're tapping into the open of that one on this CRT. As soon as the price taps into the lower part of the CRT on the ES, I'm gonna go break even on NQ because I don't know what's going to happen after that. But I'm starting to have more conviction and that we're just gonna reach the lower part of this candle range on the ES. We should put NQ lower, right? Should send us lower on the NQ, but we will see. Unless we're just gonna chop, right? Unless we're just gonna chop. All right, guys, drop your questions. What you gonna do? I'm just gonna send an announcement on the Discord that we're live. I think I did. I'm just gonna send something on Instagram. Euro dollar seems bullish. Daily FVG tapping and CRT. Yeah, euro dollars could be bullish. I already got clapped during Asia session. So for now, I'm just gonna wait until tomorrow to see if we have a reaction out of the daily gap and the S&T plays with the CRT, and I can get involved in the euro dollar again. But I'm already running a couple forex trades, and that's gonna take me out in terms of risk from any other position. Because if one trade does not work, then it's gonna put me closer to the daily drawdown limit, and then if I have more, it's tighter. It's a tighter daily drawdown limit, so I know.
So let's see. The IB is also set in the next 2 minutes. Got the first hour.
Oh, we'll have the IB in 2 minutes. Oh, this doesn't look good for me though. It doesn't look good for me. We might then have a
No, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, for me it's just this setup here is technically just, the problem is this setup is long, so we are holding this level for me, but as we talked about, we don't like longs because this just doesn't feel like longs. So I think chop is pretty much on the menu.
Is the right answer? Yeah, chop is the right answer.
Yeah,
makes sense.
This is like, it doesn't make sense that we go all the way back higher, but I also don't feel like, or I don't see too much lower at the moment. So for me, S needs to break here. If S needs to break, then we could see lower, but right now this just wants to retrace.
Yeah, chop is on the menu. That was the right way to say it, for sure.
Yeah. Do you also trade ES sometimes, or just in Q? If you
just
trade
in
indices.
I could watch ES.
Okay.
Yeah, I just watch ES to have like an idea where's the S&T, where are we tapping,
Mm-hmm.
where are we heading, are we correlated or not. But I do only execute on the NQ.
Okay. I mean, here after this wick here, after this reaction, I don't like that we pushed for shorts, that we pushed again into this wick. We really need.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good at all. I might be out of the trade soon.
Yeah, I think now their stop should be.
Now I am out of the trade. All right, guys.
Ah, man.
I'm out. Oh, it happens.
It
happens. I'm gonna show you.
It's bad.
I'm out of the trade. 1% in drawdown today on this futures zero account for New Year session. It's completely fine. I cannot be bright every single time. I still think that we should head lower, but we will see what happens from here. With the ES failing to go lower. So I guess if you look at this this liquidity from here, actually we might try to inverse the gap and go higher. Right, Joseph? That's starting to make sense.
Sorry?
Now we have a 30-minute here.
Yeah.
We might actually, your first tape reading about ES going higher out of this liquidity from here is starting to make sense. But at the same time, we're holding 5 minute and 50
exactly.
minute.
It's kind of like, yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, but this looks kind of like Friday, because Friday we had this big sell-off, or the sell-off at the open. If you go to Friday, you see.
Yeah, I can remember the Friday.
And then instead of taking the I below here, we went all the way back up to the IB high. And this looked like so many people tried here, I think, shorting to this I below. And now we're kind of doing the same thing. Like we have this I below here. Of course, we need to display as high, but if we could find acceptance up here, we then could see again all the way back higher.
Someone said Joseph almost says 6-7.
Almost.
It's gonna be only one winner. It's gonna be only one winner for Guess the Chart, and I think there's only one very close to it, which I'm just gonna announce after the stream. What's up, Fortune? How we doing, brother? What are your thoughts on the Aussie dollar? I think we're bullish. We just need a pullback. We just need a pullback.
We're also inversing this tiny 5 minute on the S here.
We had a huge initial reaction, but
yeah.
now we're just fading to go lower at this point.
Let's see.
We're tapping into the 30-minute, 5-minute, 15-minute. It's a tough for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think here, like the 50% of the IB, like this area here will definitely be the decision what we do. Do we want to reject here, or do we want to find acceptance and keep going higher?
And go higher?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Well, I'm already out for today, guys. It's the first time. Yeah, I'm happy because I can finally do a reel with me losing a trade, because I've been posting only either winners or tape reading, and people will be like, will be saying that I'm LARPing because I don't really play any losses. Guys, I just didn't lose last week. What I can say.
Now you showed everyone you're human, do.
I agree. Actually, no, I'm starting to think like the setup from ES is gonna play out, Joseph.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, again, the setup for me is kind of like an A+ setup. Like, to be honest, I just did not felt the setup. Like, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he now, especially with this. But to be honest, if I would have taken this trade, it's not a beautiful trade, right? Because look how we just chop around. So could play out, just gives me more confidence in the model that I have. But I'm definitely fine with sitting out.
Now we just inverse a 5-minute, and we do have a 5-minute above on the NQ,
yeah,
which we might head over to.
So let's see. Again, this is like the crucial area here on NQ. You can pop above this, find acceptance, or do we want to? Because if we, for example, would create a 5-minute here and we would inverse this, then this would be definitely a good short.
I still believe in the shorts because we're protecting the high of the CRT on the ES. But we will see though. We'll see. It's a tough position for sure. Very tough. Remember to like the stream, guys. Let's see how many likes do we have so far now. Remember to like the stream. If you're watching, please hit the like button. If you're watching from X, you want to participate on the giveaways, want the chance of winning an account, you need to head over to YouTube where you'll have a full experience and you just need to hit the like button for Joseph, which is with us today. E-markets. Let's go to E-markets. I want to see the likes. The like count. Guys, hit the like button. Come on.
Give me some likes.
We have only 25 likes. We need to get to 50 and we can run a giveaway. Just hit that like button. Thank you very much.
So let's see if we get the push through here. If we close above here, above the VWAP and this high, then this is like going back to...
Yeah, 100%. As soon as we take the height of the CRT, there is absolutely no reason why we shouldn't go higher now.
And if this like finds acceptance here too on NQ, this is like Friday was, if this goes higher again. But let's see what we want to do here. You also execute on a 5-minute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the 5-minute a lot on the gaps. I think at this point we should get to the first presented on the 5-minute, which is the one that we have above near to the opening print. That one right there. At this point, I think we're just gonna get there.
Yeah. I mean, here's really the area, I think. If we get all the way up here, I think we go to the IP high. But we are perfectly respecting here the 50% at the moment. I mean, ES is stronger. What we can also see is ES maybe taking the high, and then we see an SMT. But this is all just guessing.
All we need is to take the CRT high, and I'll say, okay, yeah, we're just gonna go towards the 930 high pretty much. We're still rejecting that area. Doubles in the chat, yes sir. Skiferdi, you're right. Doubles in the chat for Joseph was here. He tape rate ES longs, but he decided to fade it. He decided to fade the longs. He wasn't feeling like it, and he was right. It was right. You see, bro?
Yeah, not take the risk.
Yeah, that's fair.
If it plays out, I'm then revenge trading.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do after it. Small view on silver, see something happening, but I hope to see what analysis you have on silver. Oh, guys, silver looks a little bit whack. I don't like what I see here. There's nothing on the hourly to sponsor the movement. We have equal lows as well. I need to see an hourly with a 4-hour gap and then a pullback, and I'm not seeing this is a lot of chop right here on the higher time frame. So let's see if we can clear this picture a little bit tomorrow, on Wednesday. But I'm staying away from it. I want to be bullish. Still want to be bullish on both gold and silver. I think we just had that set up overnight, which was pretty much it. Now we wait. Now we just wait. Hi, RB. So the analysis that Muhammad sent me about the STD -4. It was right because we rejected that level to the T, which is the low that we're putting right now, the standard deviation low. So I guess the bottom tickers are actually running huge profits today. If you're bottom ticking, you should be flying in profit for sure. It's around here. Bushido's always here. What do you think about this 5-minute, Joseph?
I mean, if we get a strong inverse, we could see the eye below. But it doesn't look like it.
I think it might just tap into the 5-minute and goes towards the first percentage. At this point, it's gonna go towards the first percentage.
Yeah, I think it just goes straight for it. You know, this session is like this. We go lower, we chop, and we go back up.
And we go back up.
It's almost McDonald's, you know, like inverted.
So we had 10 a.m. reversal today. We didn't have 10 a.m. continuation, guys. Mark 10 a.m. price. See how we take liquidity from 10 a.m. and the reversal starts.
So yeah, I chickened out of this one. If this plays out, maybe someone of you guys took it. But this looks like we want to...
If any of you took the ES longs, please show up on the chat.
Please send me half of it, because...
You gotta send half of your profits to Joseph.
Yeah, I called it, but you took it, so let's make it 50-50, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. You gotta pay that price.
But let's see, it first needs to get there.
Yeah, this is a 50% now. That's the line that you have right there. Yep.
Yep.
That's a 50%.
50%.
Nice try, Joseph. Someone says on the chat, nice try.
You always have to try. But yeah, this BA is like always is really...
It's bonds. It's not the best price action on the world. I don't like the fact that we have this big ass 15-minute in the price for the NQ. I think I've seen this before. This type of price action. Making me think.
It's really like, how did we look here on Friday where we had, yeah, we also had this big 30 minutes, 50 minutes. Let's see. But we're still holding here, like we are respecting, we are wicking perfectly here. I mean, if this trade should hit, I'm still glad I did not take it, because this, it's not like a banger trade where I'm going for like 3 hours or something, but 1.5 hour and it already takes, you know, an hour.
No, it's taking a while now. But for sure, we're surely going higher, but it's taking some time. It's 100 points. I'll take 100 points every single day of the week. There's no way I'm not taking 100 points.
I'm on 100 points. It's like so funny, like when I started with futures and you got like a 50-point trade, this was huge. You know, like 3 years back or something, 50 points.
Yeah, 50 points.
Like,
it's 50 points. It was beautiful. 100 points. It was huge.
Yeah, now 150 points is like a 1 hour trade, maybe. 100 points is like on a, always like you can get 100 points easily if you're like.
Yeah, 50 points. Yeah.
Yeah, 50 points is like normal now. Like,
It's like
look
a
at
stop
this.
size.
Yeah, this candle is like, this 5 minute is like 80 points.
Wow.
It's crazy. Or this, what's
Just
this
wow.
1 minute? This 1 minute is already 40 points. 2 1 minute candles and you got 50 points.
Nice try, Joseph. Yeah, this first section is not the best. I think I have. This is what I see now. You guys see this 15 minute? I think we're gonna hit that high. In some way. And that high can create a change in the state of delivery to trade lower. Just only basing myself on this big 15-minute gap. That's the only issue with my longs right now, is the 15-minute gap. 50 points is just Trump looking at his phone nowadays. Not even.
Yeah.
Not even.
For 50
Trump is
points, he
like,
doesn't even need to look.
it's like 90. Trump is at least like 90 points.
At least.
All right. Guys, you all have to ask some question and participate, but I'm just, because I'm like, this market, no. Colin says, hey, what's up, brothers? I'm looking for shorts on the ES. Where are you looking for shorts? Yeah, I was looking for shorts too out of this rejection, but we came back higher again. And I got out. Now we look punts. Colin Rice in the chat. Okay, let's go over Joseph. So yeah, let's ask some questions to Joseph, guys. If you're not gonna come with question, I'll ask questions to Joseph. I'll ask questions to him.
Let's throw some questions, guys. Okay, now we got an S&T with the 5 minutes.
We're tapping the 5 minute on the, yeah. Okay, that's good. That gives us higher now.
Yeah, we are also accepting here the 50%. So this definitely is 5 minute. VWAP 5 minutes should be next. What are your sessions like when you trade? Because you said you trade Asia. Do you trade more sessions?
I trade a block of accounts for Asia, and I trade a block of accounts for the New Year session. Okay. And when I started DCA Pro account, I decided to actually take. You have setups on Forex during Asia, and most of my good setups last week were actually during the open, because I was trading the higher time frame. So I was pretty much trading the open and looking for that displacement on the daily time frame, which is why it was fun. It was fun. Hopefully we can have bangers this week too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We just need more moves, more price action, more. I don't know. All right, let me ask some questions to you, because the chat. Come on, chat. We need questions for Joseph as well. So,
come on, guys.
What do you think is overrated in trading?
Overrated in trading?
Yeah.
I think overrated is, for example, always the perfect entry. I feel like people are always looking for the perfect entry, the perfect strategy, the perfect trade to post and things like that. I think people very often forget the goal with just making money, especially on social media. I see this so often, and I was in the beginning this too. For example, in the beginning, I always ended with limit orders. I always ended with limit orders because back then I traded inverse value gaps. I always waited for the perfect tap, the perfect entry limit order. But then I kind of missed out on many opportunities. And now, for example, since I don't really care again, if I, for example, let's say this trade, let's say I wanted to see this level up here, right? Let's say I wanted to go for the 50% level, and I just look for some bullish displacement, some bullish candle. Let's say this would be an entry trigger. If I would have missed this in the beginning, right, I would have been like, okay, I don't take a trade anymore. But now, if I miss this, I can still get in here or here. For me, for example, as long as it's a 1 hour trade, I can still get in. So instead of missing the whole trade, I can still get my piece of the cake basically, and I just adjust risk. Instead of course having a 40-point risk, I now maybe have a 60-point risk. Then I just play half the size. This is, for example, one thing that I think is very overrated, especially when you see people, as you said in a few minutes back with top ticking and bottom ticking. Of course, it looks cool, right? But then you also have maybe not the highest win rate. And then people post only the wins online, and then people think like, okay, I can't trade like this, all the time. I just have a 10-point stop and then take like 100-point TP, 10R, 20R trades. But that's then you have a low win rate, for example, and you have to kind of be okay with whatever you are trading. So in the end, it's really just about making money, and it doesn't matter how you make it, in my opinion, as long as it works. You can
100%.
trade positive RR, you can trade negative RR, you can trade high RR, whatever it is, as long as it works for you, do this. And I think this is something that it's very overrated. Like, people are always looking for this shiny, perfect thing, but it doesn't matter how you trade.
Would you rather have high RR or higher win rate?
I mean, I have, and this is what I'm doing, especially in the beginning, like when I found consistency, I'm big on a high win rate, because I don't want to lose like 2, 3, 4 times in a row. 2 times, okay, but if I lose like 4 times in a row or something, especially in the beginning, I was not able to handle it. And I think many beginners can't do this either, especially with prop firms too. If you lose like 5 times in a row or something, I think most people blow their account, So I think, especially since everyone I think on here is trading prop firms, a high win rate is definitely more suitable for most people on here. That's why so many people trade 1R too, or negative RR, whatever fits you. But I'm big on a high win rate. Now, of course, I'm sometimes, especially during London, I go for bigger trades. Sometimes I go for 3R trades or higher trades, not just 1R. But in the beginning, I was always like low-hanging fruit. The next high, the next fair value gap I saw, if it was a 1R, I was out. And then, of course, I had a high win rate.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
So that's a Joseph take, guys. High win rate over high RR. That's actually my take as well. I'd rather see more green days than actually seeing 5 red days and then 1 bigger green day. That's not for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather just
I would take a high win rate and high RR, but I'm not sure if that.
Yeah, you cannot have both, bro. You cannot
have both. Yeah, no. But yeah,
right.
That's definitely one thing. I think that's overrated.
And I have another question. When did trading finally start to click for you? And when it clicked, it was because you changed something, you think you did something different. It was because you started eating more lettuce on your lunch. There was any reason?
I'm still waiting for it to click. I'm still waiting. No, man.
Oh my God.
The biggest thing, and this is what I just said too, is like not trying to, what I said in the beginning with rushing the process, like really just, okay, I have my model, then also putting everything as much down as I can, like in the sense of trading one session, trading, let's say just 2 hours. I always traded from 9:30 until maybe 11:30. In the beginning, I always trade New York session. So having a time window, having just one trade a day too. Like I'm still, if I have a good win, I'm done for the day. Like that's for me, that's the best thing I can do. Narrowing everything down, following the process. and really going again for base hits, for the low hanging fruit. And this is when I then found consistency. Like, of course, for social media, again, it looks cool if you catch a trade like this, for example. But I started to, for example, if I would have taken a long here in the beginning, I would have been out here at the 50-minute, taking my 1 hour trade. That's it. Even if maybe my next DP would be up here, I go out, base hit, close the charts, come back the next day. And once I did that, like really just following the process, this is when it then started to click. And just sticking to one thing again, not like looking around, just following one thing and then doing it over and over. And this year I had made, in my opinion, another jump in my trading, because this year what I started doing is not trying to have the entry that I wanted. For example, if I again wanted to be in here and I missed it and my DB is up here, I can still go in as long as my risk and everything is in check. This was also a big thing, because if I don't get in here, let's say I miss it, or like last week I was on live, I missed a trade, then I can still go in here or in here. And this also made my months a little bit better. It made me more money, because instead of missing the whole trade, I still went in, then just of course with adjusted risk, right? Because my stop loss then maybe is double the size. But I'm good as long as it's a 1 hour trade. I'm okay with it. Then everything above for me. So this definitely this year made a big change. And then also trading the higher time frames too. Like I always executed on the below the 5-minute. And this year, for example, in London, I just execute on a 50-minute. Like the 50-minute is all I'm executing during London, for example. Waiting for 50-minute candles, having wider stops, and then just letting it run to my TPs. Yeah.
That's solid.
So,
That's solid. So what's the setup that you usually look for on the charts when you're trading? In this case, we have the ES trade. You told me it was kind of like A+, but what is mostly the setup that you look for on a chart when you're trading? Could be London.
For example, I'm trading London, which is my main session at the moment. For example, today, this was like a very good setup. For example, this one here, we had here a sweep, right? Then we had a strong displacement to the upside, strong 50-minute candle, bullish one, of course. If I want to be bullish, we had midnight opening price above, which is always a great draw on liquidity for me. Also, I'm big on stats too, which I added this year. For example, with Edgefoil today, we had an 89% chance to go back to midnight opening price from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. So this, for example, was a great setup for me today, this one. And what I'm also doing on a 50-minute, for example, I never go break even. So if I would have taken this trade, it would have gotten back to me, but then it played up perfectly to the midnight opening price.
This is a beautiful question for you. I'm pretty sure you're able to answer that one. Joseph, do you use Edgefoil data? Of course he does.
Yes, sir. Yes. But I have my strategy and then I use Edgefoil. I'm not someone who has found a strategy, for example, IB or something on Edgefoil and then build something around it. What I'm doing is I have had my strategy, and like today, if I see this trade, right, I see the sweep, I see some draws being higher, then I often go on Edgefoil like today. And then when I see, okay, we have an 89% chance for us, if we open below the midnight opening price at 3 a.m., which we did, we have an 89% chance that we retrace back to it until 11. This, of course, gives me even higher confidence in the trade, right? So I would still have taken this trade without Edgefoil. With Edgefoil, it just gives me another layer of confidence that you can add on it. This is basically how I'm using it. So it's always my strategy first and then some extra data on top. And this is, for example, if you would use Edgeful, I always say use it. You don't, I think you won't need it for, like, let's say all your trading, but if you have some things, like I always use midnight opening price, and with backtesting, you kind of backtest your strategy, right? But you don't get like all the stats, like how often do we trace back to the midnight opening price. But then you look on Edgeful, and then I saw, hey, this is not just my view that we always go back to the midnight opening price, it's really proven. And if you have some levels, some data you want some stats on, it's definitely good to maybe check it out for a few weeks or months to add a layer of confidence to it.
Okay, solid. Solid stuff.
Exactly.
Exactly. Thank you, Joseph. That was a nice hindsight for everyone here.
Yeah.
You know, guys,
man.
I'll be so pissed if at the end of the day we get towards the lows I'm looking for, because I know it's just rangy though. When it just Clippers, where you at? Whenever I lose, it's because it's choppy. Otherwise, I'll get it right. No, I'm joking, guys. But you know it. All right.
But today is like, I mean, again, look at this trade, right? We are still respecting here. Now we have this 5 minutes.
Would you go over break even on this trade at that point, Joseph, or would you let it run?
Honestly, if I would be in this trade, this is also a thing that I started doing this year, especially when I execute on a 5 and 50 minute, I never go break even.
Okay.
Like I mean, this trade, let's see how far did it run. It wasn't even 1 hour. You know, if this trade would have ran, for example, if it runs all the way up here, right? Of course, then I don't want this to turn into a loss. But if it's like not even 1 hour, I just let it run. That's also one thing, yeah. For example, like today's trade, we just went over with the 50 minute. It would have come back to my entry point and then went to DB.
Yeah, see what
But again,
happens
comes
this
of
5 minute.
Yeah, here again. I mean, this doesn't. I'm glad I didn't take this trade because this is this is like, I don't know. I still kind of feel like we will see. I'm not that sure anymore, to be honest. Because
No,
if
I
we now
mean,
make a
it's already 11, right? Even though we do have a couple movements out of around 100 and 120 points, if you look at the range out of the open, it's a choppy session.
Yeah, it's
right?
a chop session.
We
Yeah.
came below at the beginning of the opening print. We bounced. We came back up to the 50%, and we are still there. So that means this is not a trending day, right?
Yeah.
It happens.
For sure.
What
let's see,
EMA
I mean-
is that? I hope the question doesn't sound absurd. That's a B one,
No.
right? That's a B one.
That's the VWAP. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's just really simple. The here volume weighted average price, and then I don't have any settings. Like all I'm doing is I remove everything, upper band, lower band, bands fill, and then you just have the VWAP, and that's it. That's all I'm using. Kind of like a reference. Like here we have a 5 minute for value gap. We swept the high. We respected VWAP. Could be a zone that we want to break through instead of here again dropping lower.
Yes. Well, ES looks a little bit more barcoded than actually the Nasdaq.
Yeah, definitely a session. I mean, when I'm out now, I'm closing the charts. Like I'm not looking at this anymore.
It's nice.
How long
So
are
we're
you
about
staying
to.
on?
You say what? We're
How
about
long
to.
are you staying?
I was just about to say we're about to wrap up the session, so you don't have to stay for longer, Joseph. If you're done, you're completely free to go out of the session. It was really nice to have you today. Thank you for
Yeah,
your
man.
time.
Thank you.
You're the best.
It was time. It was time again. Finally be on here.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I hope to come back soon. Definitely not. We don't need to take another month for 1.5. I don't know how long it was.
Yeah.
We need to
Let's see
be-
if we can have you next week or the following
Yeah.
week, Joseph. Thank you so much, brother.
Definitely. All right, man. I wish you a nice week. Thanks for having me on, and we stay in
Of
touch.
course,
See
bro.
you, man.
Have a good one.
See
Hell
you,
yeah.
man. Bye.
See you. See you. I'm gonna run the dog race. Let me just share my screen for a second. I'm gonna run the dog race. Go over the charts. All right, guys. This is a red day for me. It's completely fine. It's completely fine because I have a lot of conviction in my setup. I have a lot of conviction in my model, and I have a lot of conviction in my drawn liquidity today, which was the lows from 28,800. So I can bet that we might get there. We just had a deeper pullback, and it's completely fine, right? It's completely fine if we get there. ES looks better. See that we're still holding the 5-minute. We're still holding the 15-minute. We're just kind of like chopping around, right? And it can happen. What's the code? There's no code yet because there's no trade. Right? There's no trade yet for me. If you're watching the stream, please head over and hit the like button. We need to reach 50 likes to run the giveaway, right? If you're watching from X, if you want to participate for one account, you need to head over to YouTube because you're gonna have the full experience there. So you can click and hit the like button. So if you support what we're doing, if you like what we're doing, we're here Monday to Friday, every single day at 9:30 a.m. Hit that like button for us. That's all we ask, to be there, to be here every single day. All right? We'll wrap up the session in a bit. Let's give it a while so we can go ahead our website. We can go ahead over the charts and the trades that I took today. We can journal a little bit. And remember, guys, remember, we are running 10% off in pretty much everything: EA1, EA Pro, and EA Signature account. Grab yours while it lasts. I'm not sure what's your favorite account, but if you have a favorite account or you're interested in taking any account of the ones that we have available, please shoot me a question. I'm here to clear all your questions about the EA products that we have right now. And we do have 30% off, 35% off on EA Zero, and 25% off on the E8 Signature Futures account. For Zero, we have Max Starter. The difference between both is pretty much the payout cap, so you can actually take a bigger payout from the Max, but the Starter, it has a great price as well to take, right? And it's one of the easiest account of the industry to get a payout with. One of the easiest. I agree with you, Colin. I agree with you. It also gives you a great discount rate, right? I take this out. All right, let's go over the account. So EA Pro, around $400, almost $400 in total, which is 0.4%. We lost trades during the Asia session. The 3 trades that I took, the 1.7% loss on the euro dollar, which is the reason why I had to close gold early and I had to close the pound dollar trade and loss earlier. EA Pro, can I request a full profit at any time? You can request up to 50% of the profit on the account. Meaning if you have like $1 million in profit, you can request up to $500K in profit, right? For your payout. That's fair, right? That's fair. So we do have this, the trades that I took last night. We can go over it. Is a certificate. We can journal this trade. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think it was a fair trade. Let me mark the trade out. That's for you guys. It was on the hourly. We have a sweep. We were tapping into the daily. If whoever keeps saying duck is not going to be on the duck race. Let's bet. I'm going to show you the trade real quick. Phew, that was close. It's 1.9% today. It's 1.9% out of 2.5. Here's the trade that I took. You can see it here. This is an hourly gap. I'm taking the trade from this sweep, this hourly gap. I thought, and I went really heavy on this one because I thought it was clean. And if you look at the daily, I'm about to show the daily as well on this one. This is the chart on the daily time frame. There's an SMT on the lows, um, with the pound dollar. All right, what am I doing here? Okay, taking notes. What happened? I'm gonna give it a 4. Took H1 FVG, daily FVG, SMT, Asia, session play. I was a trade, guys. It happens. So I had this losing session during Asia for the EA Pro account, and it was the same case for this New Year session. The average win, average loss is around 1R for both. 36 win ratio so far on the EA Pro. I'm getting smacked out of my trades during Asia, guys. And then I come to the session. Like, if I kept only trade, if I just traded the New Year session with this account last week, I'll be up even more than half of the profit target for this EA Pro. So that's something to keep in mind. But I'm still targeting and I'm still eager to trade Forex, and I'll see a lot of setups during the Asian session, which is why I'm trying to stick to Forex on this account as well. Otherwise, I will just trade gold and Nasdaq as I do in the morning with the futures account, right? So that's different. What if you request 5% out of 10 today, and a few days later you haven't took a trade? Can you take 5% that was left after the previous payout on the EA Pro? No. Not really, because you need to make at least 1% after each payout. So let's say you make a payout, right? Let's say you make a payout. Wait, what happened to our gold trade last night? Calling, I had to close the trade last night early because I was still holding the trade. Guys, we shared, like, Colin shared to me the long that he took, and I was like, bro, I already took that long. All right, and I had to close early because I went very heavy on the euro dollar long, and that one, it was really quick. I thought it was gonna take longer to hit either the stop or to take profit, and it took me around 1.7% out of the trade. So I had to close the gold long early, and I had to close another trade that I had running, there, right? It happens. Hashtag we see it happens. It's not gonna, I mean, it's what it is, right? I'm journaling the trades. I will take that trade again. It was clean. We have the hourly gap. We have the daily S&T. I'll give it a 4-star rating on that one. The gold trader was clean. I'm about to show you the gold trade as well. And when I had to close the pound dollar, which will be running, will be still running, right? Is what it is. I'm running trades on the JPY pairs, GBP JPY, Euro JPY, and Chef JPY. Alright, I'm running longs on both, on all the JPY pairs except for USD JPY because it did me 30 last week, so I decided to fade that one this time. I'm swing holding these trades all along. So let's see if we can get to the highs. If you look at the daily time frame, they look very, very good. So that's why I'm holding longs on both, on all of them, JPY pairs. On the 25K signature account, if I make 2.5K, I will be 1.5K with my permanent buffer. Yeah, I mean, it depends how much you're requesting, but as long as you make 1K on the 25K, that's your buffer. So you're already eligible for a payout. Whatever you make more on top of the 1K, that's what you can request as a payout, and the rest is your buffer. Because you're experiencing more losses during Asia, are you going to switch to only New Year session? I don't know yet because I don't have enough data for Forex to say, okay, I'm performing better during Asia and I'm performing better during New York because I started last week Friday. Right? I only have 1 week of data trading Forex again. So I cannot tell yet if I'll be better during Asia, or if I'll be better if I stick only to trade the New Year session. But I could tell that I'll have more profit if I just stick to Nasdaq and gold as I do with the future side, right? But I want to trade the forex pairs. It's the whole point of trading the EA Pro account, which is why hence we're here, right? So far this is the update. The account is 0.35% in loss in drawdown. The drawdown is static, so I'll still have a lot of room to keep trading this account, which is why the EA Pro is such a good account. Do you trade London session? No, guys. London session open is 3 a.m. for me. That's hard. Yeah, that's hard. In the calendar, you get the same forex as futures. In the calendar, you can have a calendar for forex, and you can have a calendar for futures, and a calendar for crypto, and you can have it all combined as well. That's all I have here, guys. Okay, but yeah, so my favorite account is the EA Pro, which is why I'm trading that one, and I'm also trading the Zero account with you guys in the morning. To show you, to go over it, to share value, to share knowledge, to share my trades as well. And we've been doing really great. Last week was great with 4R, solid 4R during the New Year session. We kick off this week with a loss, and it's completely fine. Same here, it's 3 a.m., but it's my favorite session to trade. I'm sorry, Neon, but I cannot really just, I cannot sacrifice my sleep to trade London. Alright, just sleep and wait for something, or trade on overnight and trade the Asia session. But yeah, any questions, guys, just shoot them. We're about to finish. Let me change to trading view again. Trading view. So that was the reason why I took the longs on the euro dollar, this daily gap right here. It happens, right? It happens a lot. Pound dollar. I will still be on this trade. I had to close. But this, let's see if we have a reaction out of that weekly, or we just keep going higher. Aussie dollar. I want to see a pullback on the Aussie dollar. We're going to set up a new daily gap. You see this candle right here. So that means tomorrow we're going to have a daily gap. And we have a potential long position on this Aussie dollar pair. On the daily time frame, we have that gap right there. I'm just going to keep targeting the highs. So this is a beautiful 1R, 2R trade. We could go to 2R right here if we target higher. But I think we might get there. We'll see. GBP JPY, this is the trade I'm holding with the CHF JPY and the Euro JPY. Sleep will mess you up, guys. Working as firefighter and try to trade after a long 48-hour shift. And I'm practically drunk trading. Come on, Colin. That's crazy, bro. That's insane. Big respect to Colin, who's saving the word. He's fighting fire, and then he came here to fight the chart, right? Yo, look at crypto. It's insane, guys. So we're still pumping. We kept pumping so far. So where are my NQ trades? What are we doing? It's choppy, ain't it? Yeah, it's choppy. This is choppy chop. I took this short because I'll take that short. That's the same short that I always take. It's the same short that I always take. Look at ES going lower. The reason why I took that short on the Nasdaq is because that's the same short that I always take. The same setup, the same model, everything. Gold and silver really massive today. Nothing to trade there. Just my short on the Nasdaq. Right on the session, guys. Giveaway entry codes. There's no giveaway entry code because there's no giveaway yet. If there is any giveaway, I'll let you know what the code is. Last night I could a nice buy setup in the action session and hit full TP within 2 hours. That's amazing, brother. That's amazing. Guys, do not forget to like the stream. If you like the stream, if you support what we're doing, just hit that like button for me, for EA, for everyone. We're here Monday to Friday. If you're watching from X, if you would like to have a full experience, if you want to participate on the giveaways and win EA accounts, you need to head over to the YouTube channel where you'll have the full experience. And you need to click and hit and smash that like button. Alright? That like button. Right? I could recall when I used to be really fed about a losing session while I'm on the stream. Now I don't really care at all, because now I do have my model, right? And I know this is not the greatest loss, because you know when you have a loss and it's a great loss, you know it, right? This was not the best, but still it's still within my plan, so I'll take it. I'll take it 100%. All right, I'll thank you guys. You guys are the best. So hit that like button. Smash it. We have 38 likes. We need 12 more to make it to 50 and run the giveaway. Let's go. I was short at the beginning of this session after the initial dump out of the opening print. We have our pullback right here at 950 macro. We tap into the 5-minute, but we came back because we created an hourly, we created a 50-minute, we created a 30-minute. I thought we're just gonna keep dumping, and we might do it, to be honest, but it's not the best price action right here. Not the best price action at all. Hit the like button. And we're gonna run some giveaways. Yeah, very wacky price action right here. $45. We need 5 more likes, guys. At that point, I will believe that he's going to look for the low on NQ. Yeah, I do. I mean, the issue is the 15-minute gap. That was pretty much the reason why I was looking for shorts. Is this 15-minute gap? It's really hard not to notice there's a wide-ass 15-minute gap, right? And I took the short from here because we do have SMT on the highs on the 15-minute gap, and we do have CRT as well. So I was a good one. The issue is that we're not actually tapping into the short. And if you remember last week, I actually faded a gold trade which was beautiful, because I had the 15-minute and we had SMTs and we didn't tap in the gap because of the SMT. And I let it run, and it was a good trade. So this time, I put it on my journal. I decided to jump into the trade with the SMT, and it's just not the best price action, because we're not going higher, we're not going lower either. Yes, we do have a 100-point move higher, 135. We also have 300 points lower, but my model is based on a trending day, which is the reason why I was looking for shorts here. Goal, 50 likes. How are we doing with the likes? But guys and girls, we need 2 more likes and we're done. How long have you been trading? 8 years, bro. Yeah, absolutely nothing much to do. 50 likes. Let's go. Let's go. You guys are the best. That's why I love you guys. 51 likes. Let's run it. It's amazing that I have to ask you guys to hit the like button. That should be automatic. You get on the stream, you hit the like button. Tomorrow we do have LATAM stream, guys, so it's gonna be in Spanish. just so you know. But yeah, let's run our giveaway. Let's run our giveaway. YouTube giveaway, the code will be red. No. Let's do chop again. Nah. What's a good code for it? Tomorrow we have London stream. Yeah, there's a stream every single time. Okay, let's do Doc. Let's do code Doc. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. Also subscribing yourself to the channel. It's a good thing. We're growing. Code is Doc. That's the code for the dog race that we're gonna have. Monday is the code. No, because I need I'll just do Doc. So we're gonna do a dog race. Doc, I wanted to short, and if you're gonna tell me whatever whatever you want to say, the reason why I took my loss, I do have a model, and I like to stick to my data. I know I'm going to win most of the time following it. So yeah, what's the name of my golden? It's Milo. I'm gonna use him as a code later. So we have now this hourly gap on the NQ, which I think we might tap. This hourly gap right here. So we might tap into that hourly, and we're gonna have shorts PM session. We'll see what happens with this piece of price action that looks so whack. There is absolutely no way that we just bump the viewers once we're running the G word, right? The week is young. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Neon. It was no, it's Fabio. Good luck. Yeah, good one. 3 more minutes. Little Michael J. Nah, not even close. I'm not even close, brother. Not even close. Share decision on your socials. Yeah, of course, Edgar. Not even close. I took a loss today, guys. It's a red day for me. It's a red day for Angel on EA stream. After a beautiful week last week, we kick off this new week with a losing day, and it's completely fine. I'm completely fine with it. The E word, of course. I'm completely fine with it. And it's fine. I was trying to farm a reel with a red day, because people will have thought that I was LARPing, just sharing tape reading and winners. I was like, okay, well, I need a loss for some reason, but I finally got it. I can share my stats today on my socials. Hey, I had a losing day and it's fine. Okay, we're pumping. We're pumping in it. We tap into the hourly gap. Now we have a last line of defense, which is the hourly gap. You were my liquidity today, my brother. Oh my God, there's no way, RB. Am I your liquidity? What's the reason of your long here? I want to know. What's the setup here to go long? I mean, I do like this displacement out of the 10 a.m. candle to keep going lower. I went long from 988. What's the reason of your long? That I just want to know. Capture 8+ handles. Because the reason why I'm long is because we delivered out of the 4 hour, and I think we could get to that low, which is a CE of this dealing range, the 50%. Yeah, but we're actually far from Asian highs. But if we're building liquidity, we're building low resistance here. So let's see what happens. So far, that hourly gap is like the last defense for this bearish order flow. Right? Double reaction at the bottom there. I don't know what the double reaction is. I trade continuations. Maybe it's not the best pullback. I'll put it on my journal today because I took a discounted pullback. This is not a premium pullback. Discount premium. See? That's the issue with the short today. 50% is premium, discount. Where I'm shorting, but I'm basing on this 15-minute. In Discord. Yeah, nice, in it. That's nice. Alright, guys. You guys are the best. So it's time to run and bless someone with an account today. I wish you good luck. Alright, I hope you can get the account today. And if it's not possible, come back tomorrow, come back Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at any day. After I finish the stream, I'm gonna finish some workload, and then I'm just gonna pick the winner for Guess the Chart. Keep showing your trades and sharing your trades on Trade of the Week, because you also have an opportunity there to shine as well and get a prize. But yeah, this is choppy, guys. Look at ES. How come you're gonna tell me this is not a choppy session if we're not delivering to anywhere? Yeah, we're just gonna get to the first percentage out of this 5-minute. Check 1 minute, liquidity sweep. Oh, okay. It was a trade on the 1 minute. So you were I don't know. You mean this one? I don't know. I'm coming back tomorrow for like 5 days in a row. Well, tomorrow we do have LATAM stream. It's gonna be in Spanish, so you might be confused with the language. That's the only thing. You might be confused with the language. I'm just looking for the dark gray website. Teach me Spanish. Alright, come tomorrow and I'll teach you. Well, you have to listen to me in Spanish though. If that's alright. $48 people today. No, I can't. Gold chopped me out of my trade. Yeah, gold looks really choppy. I think everything in general looks really choppy. Angel, do you already have the guest for tomorrow? Yeah, I just got the last guest this morning. So I'll share a post after the stream as well with tomorrow guests. Man like Angel, what's up, Ellis the Wizard? How we doing? How was your trading day? How's everything going so far? Markets are tough right now. Yeah, pretty choppy though. Unless you actually were able to catch 10 a.m. reversal and you long the button on the Nasdaq. It's really tough, but I was very out of the 15-minute gap. I might jump too early, but look at ES. ES is a chop fest. I thought I won trade of the week. What happened? Well, the euro dollar short that won trade of the week was crazy though. But you could. I mean, you take bangers. I'm pretty sure you can win this week. You'll have to take another banger, don't you? All right, let's run the dog rate, guys. I think it's enough for today. I'll catch you all on Wednesday, unless you wanna come in tomorrow during the LATAM stream. But you guys are the best. You guys know I love you guys. Let's do 60 seconds, 1 minute, and let's run it. For guess the chart, one winner, 100K account, or 150K account for one winner. I don't know yet. Someone gotta tell me like what's the price for guess the chart, and we will go over it. Good luck, everyone. I hope your dog is the fastest dog in the world on this race. There's no account for identifying the second chart. No. You have to actually go over the 3 charts on guess the chart, and whoever got the closest is gonna win the count. And actually, so far the all right, we have a winner, Web03H20. Please shoot me a message on Discord. Congratulations on your account. W's in the chat for him. Thanks everyone. You guys are the best. As always, much love from me. Catch you all tomorrow, Wednesday, whenever you want to come. It was a beautiful session. It is